This is a video about how to do a regression analysis problem using Excel. Here's my data: age of a car in years versus its price in hundreds of dollars. So what we want to think about is on our horizontal axis, our x-axis, we need whichever variable is happening first that is causing the change in the other variables. So age is the factor that is causing a change in the price of the car. So we think that the older the car gets, the price will go down. So we think it's a negative relationship. So what we're going to do with our Excel output is we're going to perform the test of whether the slope is 0 versus the slope is not 0. Remember, the equation for the line is y equals a plus bx plus the error term. So this will test, is there a statistically significant relationship between age and the price of the car. So the second step will be figuring out what distribution to use, and we need to use a t-distribution for all regression problems. And then the third step is to identify t-test. It comes from the following. We're going to remember that this is B, this is SB, and this is our t-stat. So t-stat is the same thing as t-test. So since it already gives us t-test, we can go ahead and identify that. If it hadn't given it to us, this piece was the negative 34.4. This piece was the 2.3976. And this is 0 from the null, because a 0 slope is when there's no significant relationship. Now we find our two tails for our rejection regions, and let's use a 5% level of significance. So we need to figure out degrees of freedom is n minus 2. We have 8 observations is n, so we have 6 degrees of freedom. And from our t-table, with 6 degrees of freedom and a 2.5% tail, we have a critical value of 2.447 on the right-hand side and a negative 2.447 on the left. Each of those are where we reject the null, and in between we do not reject. So with a super huge, in terms of magnitude, negative 14.365 of a t-test, we're clearly in the rejection region. So as our conclusion, we will reject the null at 5% significance. Which means there is a statistically significant effect of age on the price of the car.